Hello everyone. In today's session, I'm going to discuss about the topic salt hydrolysis. This particular topic is included in the FIBSc Physical Chemistry syllabus. Hydrolysis of salt is the reverse of neutralization reaction. The reaction of anions or cations in a salt with water to form an acidic or basic solution. Here we see the definition of salt hydrolysis. The phenomenon of interaction of cations and anions of salt with H plus and OH minus ions by water yielding acidic and basic solution is known as salt hydrolysis. On the basis of relative strength of acid and base produced due to hydrolysis, salts are classified into four classes. First is salts of strong acid and strong base. Consider, for example, the hydrolysis reaction of salt of strong acid and strong bases as NaCl, NaNO3, Na2SO4, KCl, KNO3, K2SO4, etc. are the examples of salts of strong acid and strong base. Being these salts as a strong electrolyte, they give cation and anion when dissolved in water. These ions do not hydrolyze. That is, these ions don't interact with water. Consequently, there is no change in concentration of H plus and OH minus ions in the solution. Hence, the resulting solution is neutral. The second type is salts of weak acid and strong base. Sodium acetate, Na2CO3, K2CO3, Na3PO4, etc. are the examples of salts of weak acid and strong base. On treating this salt with water, produced weak acid and strong base. As it produces OH minus ions, the solution of such salt is alkaline in nature. Third, salts of strong acid and weak base. NH4Cl, CuSO4, NH4NO3, AlCl3, CaCl2, FeCl3, etc. are the examples of salts of strong acid and weak base. On treating these salts with water produces strong acid and weak base. As it produces H plus ions, the solution of such salt is acidic in nature. Then the last type is salts of weak acid and weak base. NH4 twice CO3, AlPO4, CH3CO2, NH4, etc. are the examples of salts of weak acid and weak base. On treating this salt with water produces weak acid and weak base. Thus, it involves both cationic and anionic hydrolysis. The resulting solution may neutral or slightly acidic or basic depending upon the relative degrees of ionization of the weak acid and weak base produced. Then we see the next point, that is solubility and solubility product. The concentration of solute in saturated solution is called solubility. There are number of electrolytes which are sparingly soluble in aqueous solution at room temperature. For example, silver halide adds AgCl solid, AgBr solid and AgI solid. Other examples of sparingly soluble are CaF2 solid, PbF2 solid, PbSO4 solid, PbCl2 solid and Hg2Cl2, etc. Then we see solubility product. Salts like AgCl, CaSO4, PbSO4 and PbCl2 are considered as insoluble salt. But no salts is absolutely insoluble in water, that is, they dissolve slightly in water, so they are called as a sparingly soluble salts. If a sparingly soluble salt like AgCl is stirred in water, it dissolves in water to a very small extent and forms a saturated solution at a given temperature. At saturated condition, the ions in the solution collide and reproduce solid phase. Ultimately, a dynamic equilibrium is established between the solute and ions in the solution. Thus, in general, the solubility product, that is Ksp, of a sparingly soluble salt at a temperature is defined as the product of molar concentration of ions in saturated solution, in which each concentration terms being raised to the power equal to stoichiometric coefficient of ions in balanced equation. Depending upon the value of ionic product, the solution may be unsaturated, saturated or supersaturated. First, if ionic product, that is IP, is smaller than Ksp, that is solubility product, then the solution is said to be unsaturated. It can dissolve more solute at a given temperature. Second, if ionic product, that is IP, equals to solubility product, that is Ksp, the solution is said to be saturated. And third, if ionic product, that is IP, greater than solubility product Ksp, the solution is said to be supersaturated. Hence, precipitation of the salt takes place. Then we see the theory of precipitation or solubility product principle. By comparing the value of ionic product with solubility product, it is possible to predict whether precipitation will occur or not when two solutions containing common ions are mixed together. If ionic product is greater than the solubility product, then precipitation will take place, otherwise not. And this principle is called as theory of precipitation or solubility product principle. Then here we see relation between solubility and solubility product on theoretical basis. The solubility product of sparingly soluble salt is related with solubility, and solubility is defined as the amount of solute in gram dissolved in 100 gram of solvent to prepare saturated solution at a given temperature. The solubility is applicable to all the solutes, that is electrolytes as well as non-electrolytes, but solubility product is applied only for sparingly soluble electrolytes. The magnitude of solubility for a given electrolyte decreases on addition of other electrolyte having common ion at a given temperature, but solubility product remains constant even on the addition of electrolyte having common ion. It is known that solubility as well as the solubility product which increases with increasing temperature. Then here applications of solubility product principle. First application is determination of the solubility of sparingly soluble salts. The solubility or concentrations of soluble salt in aqueous solutions are accurately and precisely determined from the value of solubility product. For example, consider the dissociation of sparingly soluble salt of AgCl, that is AgCl solid saturated solution get dissociate to give Ag plus aqueous plus Cl minus aqueous. Then second application is predict the precipitation reaction. From the knowledge of solubility product, the sparingly soluble substances, we can predict the substances would be precipitated or not. The product of concentration of ions present in the actual solution is called as ionic product. If the ionic product of salt solution in water is greater than the solubility product, then the solution is called as a supersaturated solution and precipitation will take place. If the ionic product of salt solution in water is less than the solubility product, then the solution is unsaturated and there is no precipitation. And last one is, if the ionic product which is equals to the solubility product, then the solution is saturated but no precipitation will take place. Then third application is preferential precipitation of an insoluble salts. For the estimation of halide, that means mixture of chloride, bromide and iodide mixture by titrating with AgNO3 solution, the AgI will precipitate out first, AgBr will precipitate out second and AgCl will precipitate at the last. It is due to the factor in which is called as a solubility product. The solubility product values of silver halides like AgI, AgBr and AgCl are 9.4 into 10 raised to minus 17, 7.7 into 10 raised to minus 13 and 1.56 into 10 raised to minus 10 respectively. In general, the compound with lower solubility product gets precipitated in preference. The next application, precipitation of soluble salts, consists of purification of common salt and salting out of soap. And the last application is inorganic qualitative analysis. The application of solubility product principle to inorganic qualitative analysis is of great importance. The solubility product principle is used to precipitation of sulfides and hydroxide, particularly for estimation of basic radical in inorganic analysis. Thank you.